Hello, YouTubers, and my tough crew. Welcome. Just wanted to give you guys a more in-depth tutorial of Audacity, and we're going to actually choose a track. I've already got it converted over. I'm going to show you guys basically how to bring MP3s over just by simply opening and bringing them over, or combining tracks together, realigning them, making changes to them as need be. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that now. So let's get started. Alright, so this track is Every Rose Has Its Thorn. Brandon and I had done this over the summer. So basically all I did was I went to the top left corner where it says File, and you can either create new and do additional tracks, or you can open an MP3. So basically what I did is I just cut this down into two parts, brought over the vocals, and brought over the music. So I'm going to show you guys. We're just going to select my vocals for right now. Just make sure you always hit the solo button right there, and that will cut out the
every rose has its thorn, just like every night.
Alright, now we're going to do the music track by itself. Okay. So there's the music, and now we're going to listen to it combined to see if we got it lined up. Alright, obviously it's not lined up. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to use the magnifying glass. I'm going to select it, and you're going to left click on your mouse, and that'll zoom in on your tracks. Then we're going to choose the hyphen bar with the two arrows on each end, and this will allow us to slide the track and try and get it lined up into place. Now it's very important to zoom in, just so you can try and align it a lot better. So that's definitely key and crucial, because you can actually see better alignment on that. Alright, obviously we're still off, so we're going to slide it down until we get it right. Alright, closer. Alright, that's right on. So very important to do that. So then we could choose the magnifying glass and zoom it back out, and by doing so you hit right click on the mouse. And I'm just kind of showing you guys how you can duplicate the actual track. So we just duplicated the track, and I'm just kind of showing you guys how to do it. So you can hit Control and D, and it'll duplicate that track. Now on the second track, what I'm doing here is we're going to change the pitch and get a little harmony. As you can see, the key, it kind of guesses. Your estimated pitch of that key is an F9. Oops, I made a mistake there. So the semitones, half steps, when I found key and to do it in harmony is you could do a negative 0.25. You can preview that.
Every rose has its thorn.
Sounds very similar to what I did, but it actually makes a change. So We're just going to hit OK on that. And now we're going to go back up to our top track again, our original track. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to duplicate it. So Control D, and there you go. So we just basically copied the same exact track on the top. We're going to do the same thing, go under Effect. We're going to go to Change Pitch. And this time we're going to take out the negative 0.25 and we're going to make it a positive.
Every rose has its thorn.
Alright, doesn't sound like it made a difference, but now we're going to play the tracks together. We're going to mute out the actual music.
Every rose has its thorn.
And now we just made basically a two-part harmony. So we're going to go back into Effect. And since it's a little loud, we're going to actually decrease the harmony. And we're going to basically de-amplify it. And we don't have to go a whole lot, so we're going to basically just go negative 3.2. Okay, so as you could see, it did drop it down. And we're going to do the same thing with the bottom track. We're going to just de-amplify it, roughly about the same, so negative 3.2. And we're going to press OK. And as you can see, they went back down.
Every rose has its thorn. Just like every night has its dawn.
Alright, so that sounds a lot better. We're not really overpowering with the harmony, so it's actually not too bad. Now we're going to go back into Effect again. And I'm going to show you guys how to add some reverb and just kind of show you the differences. So mine's already preset. This is the way I usually keep mine. So the reverb is your main crucial part, but you can make any settings.
Every rose has its thorn.
Change any settings as you need to. The reverb, here's the difference.
Every rose has its thorn.
As you can tell, it's a little overpowering. I never crank it up to 100, so the lower the better. Usually between 40.
Every rose has its thorn.
As long as you have about the same setup as that. So we're going to go ahead and accept that. You could choose to do it to the harmony if you want to. You don't really need to since you did it with the main track of yours, but you can on the harmony parts as well. And as you can see, it's already preset. So we're just going to hit OK. And same thing with the last one. And everything's already preset still, so you just hit OK. And we're going to play it.
Every rose has its thorn. Just like every night has its dawn.
Alright, so it kind of gives it that little professional echoey effect. But since we added the reverb in, it kind of dropped it down a little bit, so sometimes you got to mess with the amplification on it, and we may have to just crank it back up, which we're going to do now. You can still leave the harmony zones down lower. We're just going to turn those up just a little bit, not much. I feel about 2.5 is actually good. And see, I can actually type it in 2.5 there instead of using that slider bar if you want to get them exactly the same. Let's try that again. Right. So now I'm going to show you another trick with the effects, and we're going to go to pulse stretch and kind of show you what that does. So pulse stretch just carries a certain part, and then there's the new. And you can just mess around with it, see if you like it or not. Do is take out the music. Here, so you can basically hear that
Sings a sad, sad song. Every rose has its thorn.
Alright, so pretty cool. It's a cool effect, so and you can do that on certain parts of your song. So alright, next step. I'll show you guys how you can actually save your project. Here you just want to click OK. You could choose to not show this message again. And then basically you would just choose your folder if you want to save it on your computer or whatever. I'm not going to do that this time since I've already got it saved. If you want to export it out, your track, when you're totally finished with it, then you're going to want to actually choose MP3. I got a little trigger happy there, so export as MP3. And this will combine all your tracks together. And you just choose where you want to save it. And then you want to title your track. We're just going to call this Every Rose. Then you're going to hit save. And that's going to pop up another window. Your tracks will be mixed down and exported as one stereo file. So that basically means it's just going to combine everything together. And then you're going to name your track and give it that professional name or tag basically. So you just fill it in. Track number isn't important. You can do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, however many tracks you're going to make. Totally up to you. Then there's other stuff down at the bottom. You can choose to mess with that if you want to. I normally don't. Then you just hit OK when you're done. You'll see that it was exporting down, and you can just check your folders, make sure everything is there, and there it is. So then I can click on that, and I can play it as an MP3 now. So now that you got that saved, you know what to do with that part. Now let's make some additional changes just to our track. I'll show you guys how to we can fade out there. So basically, we heard the extra music carry on, and I could even cut that out if I wanted to, but I'm going to show you guys the fade out. So you just want to highlight your area that you want to fade out and simply go into effects, click fade out, and then you'll actually be able to hear it fade out. So pretty cool. Now we're going to zoom in and we'll show you guys the echo effect. So we're going to find a certain part of a track here.
Don't, don't,
And your decay factor is how long it's going to last.
don't, don't,
How long your stretch is going to be.
don't.
Of course, the shorter you bring your numbers down,
Don't.
you're really not going to get any echo out of it. So we're going to change this to a 5.5.
Don't.
As you can hear, it gets faster and faster. So it depends how many seconds you want to
Don't.
actually make it. All right, and then you'll see the echo right there. So you can play just that highlighted area, or if you want to play even longer, you just want to select anywhere in the track and it'll be able to do that. So in case you guys really don't want that little spot right there, I'll show you guys there's two ways you can delete it out of there. So there is first the noise reduction. I try not to use that unless you have to, because it's basically a two-part step. So you got amplify first is the way I prefer, and then noise reduction there. So noise reduction, you want to click into that. The first thing you want to do is hit get noise profile. Now mine are already preset, and I'll show you that here now. So we'll go back into noise reduction again. You have to go into it twice, and you want to change any type of reduction you're going to do, the sensitivity, so on and so forth. You want to make sure the noise is always on reduce. I leave mine, like I said, they're already preset right there, but I can turn it up if I want to. And as you can see, it did adjust it down some. But the way I prefer is go into amplification, and we're going to take that slider bar all the way to the left and watch it disappear now. Just hit OK, and boom. You have no noise at all now in that certain area. And it's definitely really important to do that. And what I mean by that is when you go into your tracks and stuff after you record something, you definitely want to go into the break areas and make sure you don't have any noise. And that's it. So I just wanted to show you guys how to, basically do the simple stuff that I do, the things that I mess with when it comes to the audio. There's a lot more stuff I use in there, especially the distortion, which is a little trickier. So the biggest thing I can tell you guys, just really mess around with your settings. Go in and just kind of, especially with the effects, go in and just change a certain section and see if you like it or not. If you don't, you can always hit the undo button. You can cut out any certain sections of the song. But the biggest thing is just get into the program and actually mess around with the effects. And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoy this little tutorial. I just wanted to give you more of a in-depth of what I do and how much time this actually takes. It's very time consuming, especially with that just being a little part. When you're dealing with the whole song, it's a lot of work, a lot of work. So, but anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a like on it, and we'll see you guys next time. Stay